Welcome to Retirement Key Radio with Abe Abish.
October 1st is a key date for many industries that were hit hard during the pandemic, which is most industries, actually. That's when certain payroll protection provisions under the CARES Act will expire, and a new wave of layoffs is expected. United Airlines has already warned that as many as 36,000 of their employees could be laid off this fall. Airline spokesman Josh Earnest tells the AP,
"This is the worst and most disruptive financial crisis that the aviation business has ever seen. That means fewer flights, a smaller schedule, and unfortunately, likely a smaller workforce for some period of time."
Unfortunately, it's not just the airline industry. What's your advice, Abe, for someone listening today that works in any industry and they feel that their job or their spouse's job might be in danger over the next few months?
What a gut punch, right, Kristen? I mean, just 36,000 potential people from United getting laid off just from United alone. And I also read the same thing with Delta and American Airlines, I believe, as well.
Yeah, it's not just one brand. It's all of them.
Yeah, between the three airlines, I think nearly 100,000 people will probably be laid off this fall. And you're right, it's not just the airlines, it's many other industries. We have a lot of clients who have been laid off, unfortunately, and a lot of prospective clients that we're talking to that have been as well. Regarding the airline industry specifically, we've spoken to clients and prospective clients, pilots who are preparing to work on half of the pay that they were used to just to retain their job. And then for those people that will be laid off, obviously, sometimes there are pension decisions to make. People get these buyout packages that they have to decide on which options are best for them. 401k rollovers are now involved, and what to do with your 401k, to leave it, to roll it over into a new company's plan, to roll it over into your own IRA. Lots of decisions. And so whether you're in the airline industry or not, Kristen, I would just say to anybody listening, control what you can control. If you think or already know that's going to happen to you in the next few months, get proactive, call into our show, meet with a financial professional to start going over these decisions now so that when the time comes, you know exactly which path you're going to take. Really, really important, because a lot of times you're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars involved in these pension buyout packages. Obviously, your 401k is what it is. It could be whatever amount, sometimes very large amounts.
But there's more options with 401ks when you get to this point than you had before with HR and than HR even knew about. So there's a lot of decisions that people need to make, and you're just saying to be proactive and plan in advance for the what if.
Plan for the worst, I would say, Kristen, and hope for the best. If you're still employed, great, but if you're working for 50% less compensation and salary, man, that's tough, but at least you're still employed. If you're not, or you think you might be laid off, plan for the worst, hope for the best, take control, take action, start meeting with somebody to help you walk through all these different situations. And all these packages and decisions you'll have to make as you're getting laid off or might be laid off really affect everything else in your plan, Kristen. Social Security and when to take that. Maybe this is happening right towards the end of your working career, and you assess your situation in life and you say, you know what, maybe this is a sign, telling me that I need to retire early. Or that I need to retire sooner than planned. And if so, Abe, can I retire based on what I have? I was planning on working to 65 or 66, but this is likely to happen to me at 62. Can I retire if I need to, just in case I can't find another job in my 60s at the very end of my career? So that's oftentimes what a lot of prospective clients want to see from us, Kristen, is, hey, we plan on retiring in 3 or 4 years, maybe next year, a couple years, but if we had to retire today, could we? And it's some of the greatest news we can give a client is to let them know, yes, if you want to keep on working, fine. But if you had to retire today or needed to, you could. And man, that's a huge relief when people hear that.
Making sure that you're prepared for the what if is key. You're near retirement or already there. You are seeing the evening news and just wondering if you are going to be a part of this unfortunate group that goes through these layoffs and forced early retirements. Instead of just waiting for something to happen, we're not being doomsdayers at all. Be proactive. Abe and the team have put together a buyout and layoff decision guide that can help you better understand what those options are and what choices and control you do have if something like this happens to your family. Connect anytime at retirementkeyradio.com. I was checking out an article in the Motley Fool, and they say that one of the downsides of maxing out our 401k is that it could increase the taxes we owe on Social Security. Man, Abe, they get us going and coming these days. I mean, obviously we want to save as much as we can for retirement, but how do we make sure we're good with taxes?
That's right, Kristen. We all pay taxes every 2 weeks, going into FICA, Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security. And then what very few people realize is that when you retire, if your income in retirement is over certain thresholds that Congress saw fit to make for us, right, these thresholds, we as American citizens did not get to vote on what thresholds would be best for us. Congress did. So what they decided a while back was that if you're married and in retirement and your total household income is just more than $44,000, and if you're single and your total household income in retirement is just over $34,000 or more single, $44,000 or more married, then guess what happens? Your Social Security income in retirement is taxed. And if it's over $34,000 single, $44,000 married, then 85% of your Social Security income check could be taxed, will be taxed at your ordinary income tax bracket. Only 15% of the check would be tax-free. Do you know, Kristen, when Social Security first started back in 1934, I believe, all benefits were tax-free. Nobody paid taxes on Social Security. Then in the 80s, Congress said, whoa, wait a minute, too good of a deal. We need to tax up to 50% of the check, or 50% of the check could be taxable at your bracket. And then in the 90s, Congress said, no, wait a minute, Kristen, 50% of your Social Security check being taxed, that's too good of a deal. We need to tax up to 85% of your check.
Wow.
So in the 90s, it changed again. And now if you're over those thresholds, Congress says, too bad, you're a retiree and you're going to get taxed twice. 85% of your check will be taxed at your ordinary income tax bracket. How do we lower taxes on Social Security? Well, there are some strategic things we can do as far as planning goes. One of those things is taxes, right? On your retirement dollars. You can either pay taxes now at today's tax rates, or you can hope that taxes are lower when you retire and as you're pulling money out then. So a lot of our clients and a lot of listeners to this station believe, as do we, that taxes can only go up. One of the main reasons why, Kristen, is because we're in $27 trillion of national debt, and somebody's got to pay for this.
And then a lot of folks are worried about this possible blue wave and that increasing taxes too. There's a lot of concerns.
Absolutely. Depending on who's president, taxes will either go up or down, right? And right now, they're on sale. The Tax Cuts and Jobs Act of 2017, that lowered tax rates and brackets. They're on sale, quote unquote, right now. They're very fair and good, we believe. And so a lot of people are saying, wait a minute, I see that I'm in the 10, the 12, 22, or 24% bracket, that I'm keeping 80, 85 cents of every dollar that I make right now. That's a good deal. Why would I hope that in retirement, taxes are going to be where they are now or lower? Hope's not a great strategy. So we have so many families, Kristen, that are taking advantage of what we call our tax mapping reports. And they'll just give us their income streams and income sources. We'll put them into the software and we'll tell them exactly where they are in their current bracket. And then we'll talk about if there's any room in their bracket to do things like strategic Roth conversions. By getting as much money into Roth IRAs and tax-free accounts, that won't affect taxes on your Social Security income or retirement, and much more.
Find out more at retirementkeyradio.com.
Financial professionals are not licensed in all 50 states. To find out if Abraham Abish is licensed in your state, please call 571-577-9968. Abish Financial Services is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency and does not provide legal or tax advice. Annuity guarantees rely solely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing insurance company. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance and annuity products offered through Abraham Abish, NBM number 7703575.